Hello, my friends, and welcome back to our continued blind Let's Play of Ace Attorney, Spirited Justice. This is case number 5, Turnabout Revolution, and it has gone... It's already gone crazy, and it's continuing to go crazy, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump into it, shall we? Your Eminence, I'm afraid this trial will not go exactly as you anticipated. Hope you're all having a wonderfully and fantastically amazing awesome day today. Because I can show you how there might have been a third party in that tomb. Oh, how very fascinating. Go on. I do so love a good fairy tale. We did a luminol test of the crime scene. And we found a blood stain that didn't match the Justice Minister's blood. I will remind you that neither Dhurke nor Miss Fey were injured during the incident. The thing is, this bloodstain we found had been wiped by someone.
What's this? But who would have done such a thing?
That's a big question, isn't it? Who wiped out the blood and why? Thinking about it logically, it must be someone who wanted to conceal their presence at the scene of the crime. To whom do you suppose this bloodstain might belong? The bloodstain belongs to the real killer. The bloodstain belongs to the real killer, of course. Whoever it was, they were probably shot while they were attacking Minister Inga. And since the blood would give them away, they had to wipe it up. I say this because we know for a fact that the Justice Minister fired his gun in the tomb.
Objection!
You had a memory of a flea. There was nowhere anywhere to hide. This too is a known fact.
Objection!
But a bloodstain from a third party means there must have been someone hiding there. Very well then, riddle me this, Batman. Where was this third party hiding? Oh, the crime scene was thoroughly searched after it was discovered. So if there was a hiding place, it would have to be somewhere no one would dare to look. Somewhere no one would dare to look.
Let's have your answer, defense.
The sarcophagus itself?
Now, where would a third party could have hidden?
Right there.
Take that!
There's one place no one would search, not even the Queen's Royal Guard. And that would be... inside Queen Amara's sarcophagus. Even now, it's locked up tight. No one would find you if you hid in there. Yeah, but how do you get in there? It's locked up tight. I'm told that it's temperature controlled to preserve the mummy within. But if someone dressed warmly enough, they could withstand the cold for a short time.
That this is sacrilege. Surely the perpetrator of such a foul deed would be cursed.
But that's just it. The killer knew everyone would be too scared to open the sarcophagus. True, the guards were so scared of being cursed they wouldn't even touch it. And when the coast was clear, the killer made a quick escape from within the frigid confines.
Well, now, that does sound like a plausible method of evading capture.
The defense requests a DNA test on the bloodstain. And then we'll just see who the real killer is.
Such insolence!
Such insolence? Oh, that's a new one. Bury your head in kneel, lawyer. So your head may be parted from your shoulders. Huh? But the trial's not even over. Whoa! Yeah, exactly. Whoa! How soon do you forget? You're already on the Handman's scaffold. As such, I could order your beheading at any moment. All I did was request a DNA test. There is no need to request such a test. Royal Guard, bring it forth now! Here you are, Your Eminence! The police have already identified the source of the bloodstain. The DNA test revealed that the blood is of the traitor Dhurke Sahdmadhi. What? But Dhurke wasn't injured. So where did his blood come from? That's a very good question. Maybe he coughed it up, or maybe it was planted? Dhurke's illness, or maybe he coughed it up. Still, there was a lot of blood. Could he have really coughed up that much? And did he wipe it up to hide his failing health? Dhurke, is it really that bad? Ah, shoot. You got me. Mysterious bloodstain updated. A bloodstain from Mars tomb. Analysis reveals that it's Dhurke's blood. Pay attention, Horned Devil. For this case has already been solved. You claim that this bloodstain would lead us to the killer, did you not? About that. Did you or did you not make that claim of your own volition, Defense? Yes, I did. After she steered you in that direction, that is. Fell right into her trap. Do you see now the folly in opposing the very embodiment of the law? Whatever you say or do shall come to no avail. A third party at the scene of the crime is beyond the realm of possibility. Yep, that's bad. That's pretty bad. No! Praise be for Queen Khura'in! Her eminence legal tactics are beyond compare! I hate to say this, but she really got us for good. The key to Mother's sarcophagus is under protection of the royal family. My husband and I are the only ones who could open it. Therefore, it would be impossible for some knave to open it. Can I really discount the sarcophagus as a hiding place, though? What if the real killer is still in there? No, that's just ridiculous. I believe we have rebels and sympathizers in the gallery today. It is to you I speak. Have you been listening? Dhurke Sahdmadhi, the one you proclaimed poorless revolt, has betrayed your cause by resorting to murder.
No, it can't be. Dhurke would never. It must be some kind of mistake.
The Defiant Dragons and their sympathizers are starting to have their doubts. So this is why Khura'in allowed us to cross-examine Dhurke. By establishing his guilt in Inga's murder, she's effectively damaged his reputation among those who support him. True, but now we have an even bigger problem. And now, filthy liars, you will honor your end of the bargain. Accept your guilty verdict for your failure to explain your client's actions.
Oh. Huh?
Now I shall pass judgment upon the criminal Dhurke Sahdmadhi.
What's this? You shall pass judgment? But, your eminence, is that not my, role?
Hold your tongue. You are but a figurehead before me, the embodiment of the law. Consider yourself dismissed.
The debts.
As Queen of Khura'in, I shall not pass judgment upon the accused. Guilty!
What?
Oh, that's the shortest trial in history.
Objection!
Wait a second! You didn't even give me a chance to rebut! Now, when you're defeated, lawyer. But just this once, I'm going to show the depths of my compassion. Tell me why I should allow these proceedings to continue. Come, convince me. Quick, Apollo! Even if you have to bluff, we've got to keep this trial going. Show her the crime could have been committed by a third party. How am I supposed to do that? Oh, why don't you start with, how about the timing of Inga's murder? What? This whole case is built on a single premise. That Inga was murdered after Dhurke entered the tomb. But what if that's not true? Ah, that's interesting. Like, if our assumptions are all wrong, it just might work.
Well, don't keep us waiting. Defense.
Dhurke became the prime suspect because it didn't seem probable that there was a third party at the scene of the crime. But there's another question we should ask ourselves at this time. Was Mr. Inga really killed after Dhurke entered the tomb? Oh, what nonsense is this? Setting aside the assumption that the murder occurred after Dhurke arrived on the scene, opens up the possibility of a third party committing the crime. The question before us, was Minister Inga really killed? Before he entered the tomb. Isn't it possible that, before Dhurke even set foot in the tomb, Mr. Inga was already dead?
That would certainly make the possibility of a third party more probable.
Why, of course. I felt unconscious right after I entered the tomb. Even if I hadn't, I would have had a clear line of sight to his body from the entrance. Which means you wouldn't have noticed his body either way. The scenario is entirely possible. And so we can't rule out the possibility of a third person committing the crime.
I see. Well, that certainly does make sense.
So far, so good. This might actually work. Very well. I shall play along with whatever little game you have knocking around in that tiny mind. I was starting to get quite bored of all this. I could do with a distraction. Yes. Let us hear some testimony that will shed light on when the minister was slain. Bailiff, summon Rayfa. Surely she has recovered by now.
Huh? What about me? Don't I serve a purpose anymore? I hope you're feeling better, Your Benevolence.
Must I perform the Divination Séance?
What? Oh, no. We merely require your testimony this time.
How could my testimony be of any value?
Your Benevolence?
Princess Rayfa seems awfully depressed. After what she's been through, summoning again is like rubbing salt in the wound. Being unable to perform the seance was probably the last straw. I hope she doesn't pass out again. Prosecutor Sahdmadhi, may I ask you something? Oh, I totally forgot this guy was here! Sorry, Nayuta. Of course, your benevolence. I've been meaning to ask you this since yesterday. Did you know about Queen Amara and about me? Huh? From where did you hear such a thing? What is it about her, though? From Mother, and only yesterday. Rayfa was carrying on about telling the truth to the people. So I told her what the truth really was. For it is up to a mother to discipline her child. I see. Be that as it may, your benevolence, it has no bearing upon our trial here today. So there is no need to let it trouble you. I know. Khura'in told Rayfa about something other than Amara's status? Sounds like it, but what could it be? Rayfa, the defense has proposed something preposterous. They somehow think your father was already dead when Dhurke entered the tomb. But I believe you can prove them wrong. Are you prepared to do what is required of you? Yes, I am ready to testify.
Very well then, your benevolence. Your testimony, if you please.
Witness testimony. What Rayfa witnessed? On the day of the murder, I was gazing upon my courtyard from my second floor veranda. Around 2:30 p.m., I saw my father heading for the Ma's tomb. Then, at about 2:45, I saw Bob's head in company enter the courtyard. I saw no one go in and out of the tomb after my father entered at about 2:30. Okay, that was a short testimony. Your second floor veranda? Oh, she must be talking about that house facing Inga's private residence. So, that's the location from which you saw your father. And at about 2:30? Yes. Shortly after that, your people arrived at the royal residence.
So, after the minister entered Amara's tomb at around 2:30. No one went in and out of there until the murder was discovered.
The tomb is closed to outsiders, so no one could have stuck in there before the murder. That was out any possibility of a third party lying in wait to slay my poor husband. Or she'd like us to believe. Now hear me, you useless liar. Cease this charade and bow before me. For I, Queen Khura'in, shall finally have your head.
Ugh. Forgive me, Your Eminence, but first, let us allow the defense to question the witness.
Cross-examination. What Rayfa witnessed. On the day of the murder, I was gazing upon the courtyard from my second floor veranda.
Hold it!
So you say you've been watching the courtyard until we arrived, correct? That seems like an awfully long time.
There is much that weighs on my mind.
I see. She really does sound troubled. I don't think she ever fully recovered from the previous trial.
Your benevolence. As Crown Princess, you are destined to rule the kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep people happy, and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I am ever able to even be up to the task.
I guess it's not easy being a princess. Your benevolence? I'd be happy to lend an ear if you'd ever like to talk.
What would you know of my woes? Do not presume to exceed your station in life.
Sheesh, teenagers. Your benevolence, what did you witness from your veranda?
Well, around 2:30 p.m., I saw my father heading for Amar's tomb.
Hold it!
Did your father seem different or troubled in any way?
Let me think. Oh, there was one unusual thing.
There was?
Yes, a shriek emanated from within my father's quarters. After which I witnessed him bolt outside, his countenance drained of its usual color.
He screamed and he was looking pale? What do you suppose happened?
I know not. Perhaps he had a bad dream.
Maybe it was a nightmare about being raked over the coals by the queen.
It seems the young lawyer here was just a hesitant journey to the Twilight Realm.
Sorry, that was rude of me. Does the defense believe the witness's last statement to be important? I believe it is. I would like a witness to add it to her testimony. There's a lot of that in this game, isn't there?
My father let out a scream.
I mean, in this trial.
And came dashing out of his room, his face pale.
Hold it!
And why do you think he screamed? Was he surprised by someone who didn't belong there? Did anyone else come out?
I didn't see anyone else. Just my father.
The last statement was seriously lacking in conviction. Should I press her on this? Softly. Your benevolence.
Yes.
The incident was a real shock to us all. It must have been really terrible for you, but I want to let you know. I know how you feel.
But please stop. You presume too much.
It's times like these that you need something to take your mind off these things. How about we all go on a picnic together or something?
I need no sympathy from you. Go on your little picnic alone, horned head.
Well, that did go well. Apollo, you had to take a more aggressive approach with people like her. Yeah, he's probably right. I just don't want to. I feel sorry for the kid.
Now, back to my testimony.
I'll come back to the statement after I go through the other statements. What was that? Statement 3?
Then at about 2:45, I saw Barb Tan and company enter the courtyard.
Hold it!
2:45, yes. I believe that's around the time that we arrived. Mr. Wright, Athena, Dhurke, and I were running toward the tomb.
Yes, I was taken back, as I don't normally see commoners in the palace courtyard. Even more shocking was that Dhurke, a wanted man, was with you.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I thought the villainous leader of the Defiant Dragons was here with his minions. Because it was, you know, time for a revolution.
I think I've been watching too much of that TV show.
I had already banned its broadcast for containing a content suitable for our kingdom. Besides, the actors playing Rayfa look nothing like her. I can't have my subjects feeling so disappointed when they see the real Rayfa. My mother, why are you so cruel to me? Are you so ashamed? Once I am all grown up, I shall be just as full-figured as that actress.
She's placing all her hopes on one final growth spurt. For her sake, I hope it's in her DNA.
I suppose you could always hope for a miracle. Oh, I'll show you. I shall double my milk intake and grow big and strong.
Yep, always drink your milk, kids.
There, your benevolence.
I think you were fine, just the way you are. I agree.
Now that I may ask, you may continue with your testimony.
I wish I could grow up faster.
I really hate that when you have, you know, young teens especially, so insecure about the way they look. They feel they measure themselves against other people, and it causes just them not to feel good about who they are, and I hate that. It drives. I just wish they would give themselves a chance to realize that they are who they are and they're perfect the way they are. And yes, you'll continue to grow and you'll continue to be perfect in the way you are because you are who you are. And you should always be true to who you are. It's the way I feel.
I saw no one go in and out of the tomb after my father entered at about 2:30.
Hold it!
Is it possible you missed someone else pass through?
No. My veranda has a commanding view of the entire grounds, and I saw no one else.
But that doesn't seem right, somehow.
Do not underestimate my daughter. She may be lacking elsewhere, but her eyes are the finest.
Wow, she is cruel.
Lacking somewhere elsewhere?
Talk about a mother I never wish for my worst enemy. She needs Nana now more than ever. Her father let out a scream and ran outside all pale-faced. That sounds pretty serious. But here's what's happened in his private quarters. Okay, back to the third one, I think.
Hold it!
Press harshly. Your benevolence. Let's have some details. The more the better.
Details, you say?
Yes, for example, are you sure you didn't see anyone else in the royal residence before 2:30? Well, is that a yes or a no?
Eek! Foreign devil! I've been gazing upon the courtyard since about 2 yesterday. Yet I saw none other than my father. Oh, if only I had stopped him then. Huh.
I think you struck a nerve, or rather, obliterated one. Maybe I pressed a little too hard. Still, that last statement seemed a little off somehow. So you didn't see anyone except your father in the courtyard at 2 p.m., huh? Please add that to your testimony, your benevolence.
I've been gazing about the courtyard since about 2, but the father was the only one that I saw.
Hold it!
Is the royal residence always so empty?
Naturally. It is where the royal family lives, and we are few in number. Besides Nana and the little birds who visit, I have no one else to talk to.
Reminds me of, what was her name? Yukino, I think? The girl from Yu Yu Hakusho, the one that Kurabara falls in love with. How she's trapped in the castle or the mansion, and she only has her little birds and no one else. Is there anything more stereotypically princessy than talking to birds? I guess that's not just her, though. That's probably a few other characters as well. So, Nina wasn't around at all yesterday.
It seems she was quite busy. I was all alone the entire day. It's been like that a lot lately.
Rayfa doesn't go to school, so she probably doesn't have any close friends. She must lead a rather solitary life. I guess being a princess isn't all it's cracked up to be.
Rayfa, I shall buy you a new servant. I don't want you to buy me a new servant like some sort of pet. I want Nina.
I'm beginning to see why Rayfa turned out like she did.
Your benevolence, please tell us about what happened after you saw your father.
Well, it was around 2:30 when I saw him heading for the tomb.
So something about this is wrong. Why is it wrong? Close the death 3 o'clock. That's the sarcophagus. Stabbed. Dhurke's blood. Said make the pain disappear. That be what he screamed, or black glasses, diamond, iPad. I have been gazing about the courtyard since about 2. Picture around taken at around 2. Oh, the channeling right. Is this also in the same spot? Oh, no, hold on. This also happened at 2. At around 2 p.m., Shadow was surprised by a firecracker, ran to the courtyard, and stole Nina's hat. This is more likely. I don't know where this took place, but I know this took place in the courtyard. Hold on. It's not gonna help me right now. Yeah, it's not gonna help me right now. Yeah, it's gotta be this. Because Albie was there.
Objection!
Sweet. Your benevolence. You're coming for someone, aren't you?
Huh? I don't know who you're talking about.
Sorry, Rayfa, but you're not gonna like this. Well, the thing is, I have a statement here that you might find interesting. It's from a witness who claims that around 2 p.m. his dog got loose and went into the palace courtyard. That's when the little fellow stole his hat from someone.
Ah, that's Nina's. I mean, nothing, never mind.
Huh?
You fail of a daughter.
It seems the princess made a blunder. So let me get this straight. This is Nina's hat, which means she had to have been in the royal residence around 2. If so, then you would have to have seen Nina sometime after 2 p.m. yesterday.
Oh, no!
Please, your benevolence, tell us what you really saw.
It is as you say, Cornhead. I saw Nina. And I saw that dingbat dog steal her hat from her in front of my father's residence.
I knew it. Why didn't you say so in the first place?
But because, my mother told me not to.
What? Would you care to explain, Your Eminence?
I requested you withhold said information, for it is of no relevance to this case.
Will you determine that?
Objection!
You don't get to decide. Okay, maybe she does. She is the queen.
If you disagree, then prove it is relevant to the case at hand.
Oh, I will. Your benevolence, please tell us everything you witnessed when you saw Nina.
Alright. When I saw that dingbat attack Nina, I ran off to help. I raced from my second floor veranda down into the courtyard.
Wait. That means that while you were coming down, you took your eyes out the courtyard.
Yes, but only for a moment.
This is crucial testimony. If you took your eyes off of the courtyard, it means someone else could have entered the tomb without you even ever knowing.
Ah!
Your benevolence, are you sure no one else was there?
Oh, yes.
She's hiding something again. What about Nina? Were you able to help her?
When I got down to the courtyard, Nina was... She was gone.
Gone?
Yes. I never saw her again after that.
Any idea what happened?
That dingbat dog must have gobbled her up.
Really? That little tiny dog? Okay then. I seriously doubt that. But how could Nina simply disappear while Reina wasn't looking? Rayfa must know something. The only question is what? Where she disappeared to? Maybe she went into the area. Maybe she's the third party. Could Nina have been the one to do it? Do you have any idea where Nina disappeared to?
What do you mean?
Well, during the time you took your eyes off the courtyard, someone could have headed into the tomb. It just so happens that Nina disappeared right at that moment.
No.
What? You think Nina had something to do with the murder? I don't think we can rule it out. It sounds like something had kept Nina occupied since early morning. Plus, she was seen right before the murder, and then seemed to vanish into thin air. You're right. And since she's Rayfa's attendant, she could have come and go as she pleased within the palace grounds. Could Rayfa's attendant really be the killer? But then that would mean...
First my father, and now Nina. They were people I trusted most. How could this be?
Objection!
Do not heed her lies. Lawyers are foul breed, quick to claim that a third party is to blame for the crime.
Aren't you a lawyer? I mean, is that a prosecutor lawyer?
Nina, do not enter that tomb. That much is certain.
How can you be so sure?
When Nina's hat was stolen, that crazed curse spilled an urn full of water upon my husband's doorstep. Is that not right, Rayfa? Yes, it is. While that dingbat dog was tugging on Nina's hat, it tipped over the urn. The bottoms of her shoes would have been soaked with water. And if she had truly headed into the tomb with wet shoes, she would have left shoe prints along the way.
Well, there is shoe print there, and it does look like it turns right.
But the only shoe prints to be found belonged to my husband, Inga.
Okay, never mind. Huh? But then...
That's right. Nina never did go into the tomb that day. Instead, she entered into my husband's private quarters.
How do you know?
It's quite simple. Shoe prints were discovered in Inga's private quarters. Shoe prints that belonged to Nina.
Is there a private door that goes from that place to the other place? That's what I'm starting to think. There's some secret passage.
That's right.
Edgeworth and I did see some shoe prints in there.
Now do you understand? Nina could not possibly have gone into the tomb. And that supposed third person at the crime scene is but a figment of your imagination.
Arg. Another glorious deduction! All hail the genius as eminence green good on! Bow down before her glory, witless lawyer! Could those guys fanboy any harder? But is it really true? Did Nina not go into the tomb? Excuse me, but... Mr. Wright? Your benevolence. What time was it when the dog attacked Nina?
I believe it was about 2:15 p.m.
I see. Apollo, if Nina entered Inga's private quarters at around 2:15, and Inga came racing out around 2:30, pale face and screaming, then... I know what you're getting at. Hold on. Nina entered Inga's quarters around 2:15, and Inga came racing out around 2:30. Wait. The prints were discovered inside. While it was tugging on the hat, it tipped over the urn. So the dog happened at 2. Dog happened at 2. Nina came inside at 2:15. Yes, that might explain his scream. Would the defense please share their theory regarding Justice Minister Inga's scream? exactly sure what they're getting at, though. I'm a little bit slow. Certainly, Your Majesty. Mr. Inga screamed because he was attacked by Nina? Maybe he was attacked by Nina. This would make the Justice Mines to private quarters a real scene of the crime.
Objection!
Does your idiocy know no bounds? The Mace's body was found inside the tomb. Or are you suggesting that the body was moved?
Do I think the Mister was moved from his private quarters? I think the possibility does exist. Considering the fact that the body was found in the tomb, I'd say there is a possibility.
What utter nonsense! Rayfa had been watching the courtyard. Yet you would suggest that someone would be transported the body unnoticed.
You have a point there. In that case, I'd say there's no way the body was moved, unless there's a secret passage. After all, there was an awful lot of blood in the tomb. I understand that the scream was in reaction to Nina's attack. But Inga died in the tomb. We need to explain how those two realities could coincide. How are we supposed to do that? Or maybe we were stabbed and where he died were two completely different locations. What do you mean? It's just, let's take a look at this as simple as possible. If the minister's body wasn't moved, he might have been stabbed by Nina in his private quarters, but then died in the tomb.
I see. On the other hand, that seems plausible, but on the other hand, it seems decidedly implausible.
Dhurke Sahdmadhi, what is the fool babbling on about now? Is this a riddle from one of those fortune cookies Americans seem so fond of?
Perhaps, but I believe he himself does not know what he means to say. In all likelihood, it was a poor attempt to confuse us. We would simply ignore him. We should, at least.
Objection!
I wasn't finished yet, so hold off on the analysis, would you? The autopsy report never stated that the minister's death was instantaneous. So, he could have conceivably moved from one place to another after being stabbed.
Oh my, are you suggesting he went all the way back to the tomb with the knife sticking out of his back?
Well, yeah, that's the gist of it. In short, Mr. Inga saw Nina with the knife. Let out a scream, and when he turned his back to her to flee. Right, and that's when he was stabbed from behind. Well, Your Majesty, does my theory hold water?
Such insolence!
How dare you bore me like this?
Huh?
You are a humorless moron, spewing in the stream of unamusing drivel.
I wasn't trying to be funny, Your Eminence.
Prosecutor, enlighten this ignorant clown in lawyer's clothing.
Your Eminence. Ah! Why am I being assaulted again? And not you, duh? You dull, slow-witted, putrid-minded lawyer. Perhaps you would be too stupid to notice. You had been stabbed in the back. But the normal person would have noticed due to the excruciating pain. Now, hold on. Allow me to teach you the meanings of pain. Ah! Please stop! Nayuta has a point. He has a point. He's killing me, Phoenix! Normally, most people would notice a dagger in the back. Ow! Yeah, I doubt someone would ignore pain like... Ah! I doubt someone would ignore pain like this. What if, though? What if they have medication that makes it so that back pain disappears? Still, in this case, it's a word normally that we should emphasize. Apollo, taking a look at the court record. Right, there must be something that explains this. There's a reason Inga didn't feel any pain, and the defense will submit evidence proving just that.
Very well, please present your evidence. Why did just Miss Inga notice that he had been stabbed?
Take that!
Ah, those are my father's painkiller shots.
The defense will explain the significance of the evidence.
Mr. Inga suffered from terrible back pain, so he often injected himself with these. We're told that one shot in the back would make all his pain go away. With this, it's easy to explain what happened. Don't tell me you didn't know about these, Your Eminence.
You can't mean...
Mr. Inga was stabbed in his back, close to where he usually injected the painkiller. Therefore, it's entirely possible they hadn't noticed that he'd been stabbed.
What?
What's this? Then, are you suggesting just that Mr. Inga really ran off with the knife protruding from his back?
I am, Your Majesty.
So then, when I saw my father, he had a knife sticking out of him. I mean, with that cape of his, I couldn't see his back very well.
Yes, the knife was there. It was just plunged in so deep you didn't notice it under the cape. Therefore, when you saw your father, he was already dead. Murdered by Nina in his own private quarters.
Pupunka!
The Holy Mother Khura'in. Are we dealing with the living dead here? Zombies!
Well, technically, he wasn't dead yet. I know it's hard to believe, but this is a possible sequence of events. And once Mr. Inga arrived out of the tomb, he could have removed the knife and dropped dead from blood loss.
Nina killed my father? There must be some mistake.
The defense would like to call Nina to the stand.
Objection!
It's kind of missing.
You seek to drag an innocent old woman to the stand with no proof whatsoever?
Well, there's no real proof, but
Huh. What a tangled web of expedient lies you weave. I can no longer tell fact from fiction. Who or what shall I believe in now?
I'm sorry, Rayfa. All I've done is confuse you. But I have a secret suspicion Nana's involved in this case one way or another. Just when I thought we'd blown this case wide open. Well, there's no turning back now.
You fool of a liar! I know why you are so desperate to prove the accused innocent.
You do? Is it because I don't want to die either? Because that's part of the reason.
Yes, because he faces public execution if proven guilty. As shall you under the stipulations of the DCA.
Yeah, I mean that's not wrong.
From the moment you accepted this case, you had no choice but to fight for your lives.
No. The simple fact is I've always believed that Dhurke is innocent. Okay, that too.
Bah! Still you cling to your pretense. Very well, I shall offer you a bargain. If you would admit that the accused is guilty right here, right now, I shall overlook the crime of abetting him, and you shall not be subject to execution.
Is this some sort of joke?
Far from it. As clean. I have the power to grant pardons even to criminals like you.
Oh, maybe we're touching on something. Maybe we're finding out the truth, and you don't want us to find the truth, you murderous.
And with the wave of my hand, I can even reduce the severity of a sentence. Perhaps even for Dhurke, should you be willing to cooperate.
She wasn't kidding when she said she was the law here. But to flaunt that power in our faces like that, that's just wrong.
Forget all that has transpired in our kingdom and return to your own country in peace. Well, will you abandon your defense of the accused and accept my generous offer?
Yeah, right. If I don't take this deal, we'll be executed along with Dhurke if he's found guilty. What should I do? Oh, obviously continue, but this is a good point to like drop a save and see what happens if you say the other answer. Most of the time it's nothing. You just circle back to this. Like he'll think, oh, maybe I should do that. But either way, it's more story, more lore, so why not? We'll be executed if we lose this trial. Poor Trissy will lose her father. I feel bad for Athena too. And besides, life is precious. It's not something you should gamble with. Still. I made a promise. And there's one more person I can't abandon in this time of need. Which leaves me with only one choice. Like I said, you get more lore by choosing this. Nice try, Garan. But it looks like you don't know what justice is made of. I'm pretty sure, like, if you would have said the opposite answer, it probably would have just skipped to this line. So you get extra stuff. We won't kowtow to threats like that, Your Eminence. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but I can't back down now. I don't want you dragging me into this, so... Don't worry, I'm with you, Apollo, at the very end, if need be. And while I can't say I'm used to it, this isn't exactly my first rodeo.
But if I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. Even knowing that, you still want to defend me?
I don't know what happened in the past, but it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So I can understand if you don't believe me, but I still believe in you and your innocence. So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it. So keep on fighting, Apollo. You'll hear no objections from me.
You nincompoops. You'll die if you lose this case. Why would you entertain the notion of continuing?
I believe that Dhurke is innocent. That's why. And besides, trials exist to give the truth a chance to get out into the open. You can't give up just because you're afraid of some punishment.
Even if that punishment is death? Does that not frighten you, horned head?
Who wouldn't be scared? I mean, just thinking about it. Makes me weak in the knees, to be honest. But as a lawyer, I have a duty to protect my client. I can't just abandon that.
A duty you're willing to die for. And yet, I...
Duty. It's a heavy burden, alright. Rayfa looks like she's really struggling.
Your benevolence. As Crown Princess, you are destined to rule the kingdom one day. That means there'll be many things that you alone must determine. That's like how to keep your people happy, and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I'm even able up to the task.
But is so surprised, considering the torrent of painful truths she had to face. Very well then. If the defense is prepared to face the descendants under the Defense Culpability Act, then I see no reason not to continue with the proceedings. But I must admit, I see no grounds for doubting the accused's guilt.
Unless the defense has further evidence that would indicate a different suspect.
Do we have anything like that?
Well, lawyer, do you have any evidence that you would care to present? Or shall I have the executioner start his preparations?
If she thinks I can't do this, she's got another thing coming. But first, I have some serious thinking to do. I see that new evidence indicating a different suspect has to exist somewhere. Of course I have some new evidence.
Oh, do you now? How very interesting.
Why doesn't she sound the least bit concerned? No, I can't let her get to me. I just have to keep pressing forward. This new evidence points to a different suspect. Let's save here because I have no idea what to select here. Alright, go through our evidence one more time. Stabbed in the back. Discovered in the ashes of the tomb's incense burners, caked in soot. Fingerprint. A fingerprint. Fingerprint, that's the only thing I got to go on.
You would claim this evidence proves the existence of a different suspect.
Wait, that was the reaction I was expecting. Your Eminence, are you saying this piece of evidence doesn't do anything for you?
It would appear to me that you chose that evidence at random.
No, I didn't choose that at random. I chose it because it got a fingerprint on it.
In the vain hope that you would learn something from my reaction. Is that not correct?
Oh,
Your Majesty.
for shame!
Sorry. Time to rethink that one. I say that new evidence indicating, let's say it doesn't exist, because if it does exist, it'll loop back to this. Such evidence does not exist.
Just as I thought. I was hoping you present something meaningless evidence and allow me to claim your head.
Well, I didn't walk head first to that one then, I kinda did. So what now, Apollo? Well, unless we can prove that Nanya killed Inga, this trial is over, and so are we. Isn't there still a way to get the proof we need? Even without evidence? You know, a key means of obtaining testimony here in Khura'in. Divination Séance? Huh? Wait, are you actually suggesting? It certainly won't be easy, but it's worth a try. Your Majesty. A crucial step in uncovering the truth behind this case has yet to be taken in this trial. But I'm positive that I can back up my claim with this one step.
You mean you will be able to prove that Nina killed Justice Minister Inga? And just how do you propose to do that?
With the help of a certain someone.
You need help.
Someone?
Well, I can't imagine who it would be. But I suppose I must ask. Whose help do you need to uncover the truth?
Take that!
But that is...
Me?
Here in Khura'in, legal proceedings include the viewing of the victim's final moments. But that requires your benevolence's help. Such information is just as vital as any other piece of conclusive evidence. If you're right about this, Rayfa's power should enable her to see the very moment Nina stabbed Inga. It will be hard to watch your father's murder, but it's the only way to uncover the truth. Your benevolence. We need you and your power.
You need me?
Objection!
Wretched simpleton! Did you not see what ensued in the previous attempt? You would only succeed in wasting more time. Was it your goal to make her collapse again?
Objection!
The princess said she was prepared earlier. Besides, it's her duty as a royal priestess. I'd say it's all up to her now.
Am I prepared? Prepared to fulfill my duty?
Isn't a divination seance required at all trials anyway? If so, I imagine there'd be a problem with handing down a verdict without one. Technically, we already had a verdict.
Indeed, it would be problematic. Under Khura'in's law, a seance must be conducted before a verdict can be reached.
Such insolence!
Yikes!
Must you try my patience so? If I must dispense with that vexing law, then dispense with it I shall.
Huh?
As ruling sovereign of Khura'in, I proclaim the following. Henceforth, the divination seance shall be optional.
What? She has the power to do that? Of course. She just rewrote the law with a flourish of her hand. With a flourish.
My mother, I do not wish for the trial to end like this. It is as the defense said, I must not neglect my duty simply because I'm afraid. I shall go through with it this time. I will conduct the seance once more.
Such insolence!
Rayfa, do not be fooled by this loyally guile. You are now prepared to witness your father's death. But Hornhead needs my help. Rayfa, did you not tell me earlier? Did you not tell me that you were prepared? Right, but despite your grandiose posturing, you collapsed in the most piteous fashion. Even worse, you have erred in your insights as of late. For has not the barbed head there overturned them more than once? Oh. You cannot be trusted to keep your word, nor can you reveal the truth through your insights. So I say to you, begone! The sacred hall of justice has no need for such a worthless royal priestess. Wow. Worthless?
Wow, exactly. I like when the protagonists are on the same page. That's like twice today, too. How could she say that to her own daughter?
So, Mother, you think me worthless?
Objection!
Her benevolence says she can do it, doesn't she? So I don't see why you had to condemn her before she's even made the attempt.
Very well, Horn Devil. You really are so bent on having a seance I shall give my consent.
Really?
However, should Rayfa fail once more, you two and the accused shall all be executed on the spot!
Come again?
This is proving to be far more entertaining than I had anticipated. Well, lawyer, what say you? Will you wager your life and call on Rayfa to perform a divination séance?
Again, I want to see what happens. Even if I say I believe in or want to call on her, the truth is, I really don't know her that well. Your benevolence, maybe you should go on home today. I'm sure you could use the rest. Are you sure about this, Apollo? If we don't believe in her, who does she have left? You're right. Besides, without her, we'll never get the proof we need. Yeah.
So, it would seem I truly am not needed here.
Objection!
I don't think you're worthless, your benevolence. Far from it, in fact. If you say you can do it, then I believe in you.
Hornhead, I do not understand. If I fail, you will be put to death.
I know you collapsed during your previous attempt. I can't even imagine how terrible it must have been for you. But despite that, you are willing to try again. I have faith in that conviction, in that courage.
My courage?
Ah, so she was doomed to fail if she didn't have the courage to perform this seance. But it looks like she's got the determination to try again. Right, and that's a bet I'm willing to take.
But it's as Mother said, I've erred in my insights as of late. Not only have I failed to reveal the truth, I've also contributed to false accusations. Knowing that, can you still say that you believe in me?
Objection!
I want to take stock in those words, your benevolence. Despite what your mother says, I don't think you made any errors at all.
Huh?
In the trials I've been a part of here in Khura'in, I would have never proven my client's innocence without your seances, because even though they didn't always reflect the absolute truth, the insight they provided served as vital leads to finding the truth.
Vital leads? My seances?
So please, your benevolence, try to perform the Divination Séance one more time.
Objection!
Rayfa, stop this madness. It is for your own good. You are ill-prepared to face your father's death. Go, leave the sacred hall at once. No. What did you just say, young lady? I said, no, mother. For I am the royal princess of Khura'in. I have no need for you now. Even if you do not need me, mother. Horned head in his hall of justice do. He proved to me that by risking his own life, it is because of him that now I understand.
You go.
The Divination Séance is my sacred duty. I must fulfill it, no matter the risk.
Your benevolence.
Mother taught me that the Divination Séance was a mirror reflecting naught but the truth. But I began to have my doubts after Barbed had disproved the insights I offered. And now, I don't even know who or what to trust anymore. Father, Mother, and even Nana. I had believed in them all above all others. But I finally know now. I know in what I could trust. The royal princess must debate each seance with the presiding lawyer and prosecutor. So that it can be interpreted properly.
Oh, you go! I'm proud of you.
That is how I believe trials here in Khura'in should function.
She's got a lot of growth like the best from the investigation series. I love it.
Therefore, the Hall of Justice leads me. It is my power that leads trials toward the truth. That is my sacred duty, and I will never shirk from it again.
That right there, your benevolence, is a product of what you've learned in your struggles so far. The truth that you realize with your own strength.
As my sacred duty, I must ensure that it is fulfilled. I must have the courage and resolve to see it through.
Your Eminence, the royal princess says she will conduct a divination seance. I see no grounds for you to forbid it. Unless, of course, you are worried that it might reveal something you find inconvenient.
I will have your head. Mother, I am done letting you have your way. Rayfa, you would actually rebel against me, your mother and queen? Though I am scared to see my father's death, I must face my fear. That is what Hornhead has taught me here today.
Rayfa.
I am the royal priestess Rayfa Padma Khura'in. And I am prepared to face my father's death.
Your Eminence, it seems the princess is more grown up than you thought.
Rayfa.
Well then, let us proceed with the Divination Séance.
The victim's final moments. This should be interesting. I wonder what Inga's memories are going to show us.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Come on, you can do it. Did she do it? She did it. Grapes, incense, sour. This doesn't look. Okay, yeah, it is. Never mind. Footsteps. Man's voice. There's a lot going on here. Pain. What's up? Explosion? Laughter. Why couldn't he see his actual face though? Kind of weird. What in the...
Faceless being?
Yeah, okay, I'm not the only one who thought that was weird. What the heck? His face, it's just like... the picture of the founder. What the heck? I think that's the last thing anyone expected to see.
Oh, Father, what was it? What was it you saw?
Are we to understand that this was the last thing the victim saw?
Yes, there can be no mistake. That was what my father himself witnessed.
How very strange. You don't suppose the Holy Mother possessed the accused and sued Minister Inga for planning a coup?
The divine wrath of the Holy Mother? Oh, Holy Mother, we are forever grateful for your blessings. Talk about a sharp left turn into the Twilight Zone. I love that show. You know, there's one thing in there that caught my attention. Just one thing? Laughter. That laugh, who does it belong to and why are they laughing?
Who knows? But I suppose it could be Dhurke Slim, my husband.
Uh-huh. But that figure didn't even have a mouth.
Oh. I think we're done here, lawyer.
How so?
You claim that Minister Inga was stabbed in his private quarters. And feeling no pain, he went to the tomb where he eventually fell dead.
Yeah, I guess I was wrong about that.
But the seance vision proves he was stabbed in the tomb and feels great pain, no less.
Oh, yeah, that.
Therefore, as I asserted all along, it was the accused who stabbed the minister in the tomb.
Everything just backfired. Big time. Wow. Khura'in has the devil's own luck, doesn't she?
Now then, I shall give voice to the soul of the deceased. Listen well and heed these words.
Rayfa's insight. I think this is probably the best place to stop because we're already yeah, this has been a long episode already, and I don't want to get more into this, but oh boy, a lot going on here. That was a really long seance. There's just so many moving parts there. But hey, I hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastic, amazing, awesome day. And I will see you again very soon. If you like what you saw, don't forget to hit the thumbs up to like the video and subscribe. And until next time on our blind let's play of Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice Tournament Revolution, so long and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you'd like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. But before we go, please remember that you matter, and you are brilliant, and you are loved, and you should always be true to yourself. Never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.